Hello everyone, my name is Jayant Sharma and today I am going to present the first lesson of Hornbill, that is the portrait of a lady. The portrait of a lady is written by Khushwant Singh. Now just see the Khushwant Singh, he is one of the great writer, Indian writer. We are going to discuss the summary of this lesson. Before that, we will come to know about the author. Khushwant Singh was an Indian author, lawyer, diplomat, journalist and politician. His experience in the 1947 partition of India inspired him to write Train to Pakistan in 1956, which became his most well-known novel. So in this way you will come to know about the Indian writer Khushwant Singh. The theme of this lesson: the story is written in the first person and is in a biographical mode. Biography means Khushwant Singh is writing about his grandmother. The portrait of a lady means this is a picture, pen picture you can say, because it is the written description about the lady, and this lady is Khushwant Singh's grandmother. It is a perception of Khushwant Singh of his grandmother through his own eyes. The story shows the special bond and connection between a boy and his granny, and the changes that happen in their relationship as time passes by. So you will come to know that Khushwant Singh and his grandmother, how was the relationship? There are three different stages, three different parts. So let's start with the summary. Khushwant Singh recalls his grandmother as short, fat and slightly bent. Her silver hair was scattered untidily on his wrinkled face. So you will come to know that Khushwant Singh is recalling his grandmother when he was a child, how he spent the time with his grandmother. Later on, when he wrote this particular lesson, he reminds all those things, how the grandmother was. She was short, fat and slightly bent, and even her hair, that's a grey hair, white hair, silver hair that is mentioned here, was scattered untidily on her wrinkled face. Wrinkled face, as the time passes you will come to know that how the face is wrinkled one. There are some wrinkles on the face. She hobbled around the house in white cloths, with one hand resting on her waist and the other telling the beads of her rosary. Here it is mentioned that how is the appearance of the grandmother. One hand resting on her waist, the other one is telling the beads of her rosary. You will come to know that when we recite some mantras or we count the beads of the rosary, that's one of the garland or one of the kind of thing. With the help of that we can recite the mantras. Khushwant Singh remembers her as not very pretty but always beautiful. This is a contradictory thing. You will come to know that there are two different words, pretty and beautiful. So pretty, she was not very pretty, means she does not have a quite nice look, but you will come to know that her behavior, her way of living the life, that is so beautiful. He compares her serene face to that of a winter landscape. Why he is comparing her face to the winter landscape? Because she is the serene one, very sincere. At the same time, her appearance, it is white cloth, her silver hair. Due to that, he is comparing. There is the poetic device that is called a simile. During their long stay in the village, grandmother woke him up in the morning. So this is the first part of the lesson, in which the author is telling that his life with grandmother in the village, because his parents they shifted to the city. So in the village, the first part is the village life. So grandmother woke him up in the morning, plastered his wooden sled, prepared his breakfast, and escorted him to school. So when Khushwant Singh he used to go to the school, grandmother she accompanies him to go to school. While he studied alphabets, she reads the scriptures in the temple attached to the school. School and the temple they were attached. So when Khushwant Singh he used to study alphabets, at that time grandmother used to sit in the temple and used to read the scriptures. Scriptures means the holy books, religious books. On their way back home, she fed stale chapatis to stray dogs. This is one of the part of grandmother's behavior, her attitude and her personality too, that she used to feed the stray dogs, the stale chapatis. The turning point in the relationship. Now we come to the second part of this lesson, that is the turning point of their relationship. It came when they went to live in the city. Now the parents they were quite settled in the city. That's why they sent for these two, that is the grandmother and Khushwant Singh. So Khushwant Singh and grandmother both shifted to the city. Now the village life is over and the city life starts. Now the author went to a city school in a motor bus and studied English, law of gravity, Archimedes principles, and many more things which she could not understand at all. Previously in the village life, you will come to know that she used to send him to the school and she used to teach the basic alphabets and all. But now in the city, Khushwant Singh used to go to school in a motor bus and studied English as well as the law of gravity and Archimedes principles, which she does not understand. That's why she is not in the position to help him to study. Grandmother could no longer accompany him to school nor help him in his studies. What is the reason? Because grandmother is not a literate woman. She could not understand those principles and English even. So she is not in the position to help Khushwant Singh in his study. She was upset that there was no teaching of God and scriptures at city school. Instead, he was given music lesson, which according to her was not meant for gentlefolk. But she said nothing. Now, in the city schools, whatever is taught, she is not concerned with that. She does not like that thing, because according to her, the students should be taught about the God and the scriptures, about the religious books, about the gods. But they were provided with the music lessons, and according to her, music lessons are not meant for gentlefolk. It is for the prostitutes, even for the other people, those who used to earn money by dancing, by singing. So according to her, it was not for the gentlefolk. It's a mean thing for her. But she said nothing. When Khushwant Singh went to a university, now this is the third part. When we come to the third part of the lesson, that is the bond between the grandmother and Khushwant Singh, it is snatched. You will find that it is a broken one. Now he went to the university. He was given a separate room. Now grandmother and Khushwant Singh, they are not sharing the same room. The common link of their friendship was snapped. Grandmother rarely talked to anyone now. She spent most of her time sitting beside her spinning wheel, reciting prayer and feeding the sparrows in the afternoon. Now in the city life, you will come to know that she spends her time by spinning wheel or reciting prayers. She is telling the beads of her rosary, and even in the afternoon she used to feed the sparrows. In the village life, she used to feed the stray dogs. Now, in the city life, she used to feed the sparrows. When the author left for abroad, now this is the situation when he is going for higher studies to abroad, grandmother did not get disturbed. Rather, she saw him off at the railway station. Seeing her old age, the narrator thought that it was his last meeting with her. According to Khushwant Singh, because he is going for abroad for the higher studies, and after 5 years when he will come back, he feels that grandmother will be no more, and even she may be disturbed because grandson Khushwant Singh, he is going for abroad. So that was the situation, but you will come to know that grandmother was not so disturbed, and even she saw him off at the railway station too. And according to Khushwant Singh, that could be the last meeting with her. But you will come to know that the contrary thing happened, contrary to his thinking. When he returned after a span of 5 years, grandmother was there to receive him at the station. She celebrated the occasion by singing song of the homecoming of warrior on an old dilapidated drum, along with the ladies of the neighborhood. Now you will come to know that she celebrated his homecoming of warrior. When it is mentioned, when previously the warriors, they went for the war, and when they get victory, when they come back, the ladies used to sing the songs that is called homecoming of warriors. Dilapidated drum, she used to beat the drum, and she is singing the song that is the homecoming of warrior. Next morning she got ill, although the doctor said it was a mild fever and would go away soon. She could foresee that her end was near. She did not want to waste time talking to anyone. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling the beads till her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless finger. You will come to know that this is the end of the grandmother's life. Even the doctor said that it's a mild fever and it will go away soon, but she could see her end and she did not waste her time. She started doing the prayer, telling the beads of her rosary, and later on you will find that the rosary fell down from her lifeless finger and she was no more at that time. But the best part of this lesson comes when you will come to know that the concluding part of this lesson, that is to mourn her death, thousands of sparrows flew in and sat scattered around her body. When the funeral was going on at that time, all those sparrows, they came in the veranda and there was no chirping. And when Khushwant Singh's mother threw breadcrumbs to the sparrows, they took no notice of the bread and they flew away quietly when the dead body of grandmother was carried away for last rites. Now the funeral was going on at that time. The sparrows were there in the veranda, but when Khushwant Singh's mother, she threw the breadcrumbs to them as grandmother used to do, but the sparrows, they show no notice to that. They took no notice of the bread and they flew away quietly without any chirping, without any producing any kind of sound. Very quietly they move away and the dead body of the grandmother was carried away for the last rites. Rites means whatever the next rituals they had to perform. In this way the grandmother died, and this lesson of Khushwant Singh overs the portrait of a lady. Khushwant Singh is trying to give the pen picture of his own grandmother, how she lived and what Khushwant Singh he feels about his grandmother. This is the end of the lesson. Thank you. Thank you so much.